This is the plaintiff, Rudolph Lukes. He says he's known the defendant for 30 years. Brought his motorcycle into his shop for repair and the guy forgot to put oil in the transmission, ruining it for good. When he told the defendant he was responsible, the louse told him it wasn't his problem and to basically bug off. Bug off? Ha! He's suing for $1,680, the cost of a new transmission and labor to install it. This is the defendant, Frank. He says he's been in business for 40 years, and he and the plaintiff used to be longtime friends. He repaired the plaintiff's bike, but told him he didn't have time to check the transmission because the plaintiff was in a rush to pick up the bike and ride it to a festival. He can't believe his old friend's now trying to sue him for something he never touched and has no responsibility for. Some people. He's accused of ignoring a tranny.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Rudolph Lukes, you are suing Frank. You've asked to be referred to only by your first name and to not mention the company you work for. You're suing his company for $1,680 in damages that occurred to your motorcycle when, according to you, he didn't do a job that you thought he did. Tell me what happened.
June of 2013, I brought my motorcycle to Frank for a full service.
How did you know Frank?
I've known him for years. We used to ride together. We had the same type of motorcycles. We vacationed together.
Oh, you're pretty good friends?
We haven't, yeah.
Okay.
We haven't seen each other in a while, but every once in a while we stay in touch.
Okay.
So I bought this motorcycle in 2011.
What kind of motorcycle?
2010 Harley Davidson.
Okay.
And right away, you know, the first person I thought of was to take it to Frank. So he serviced it last year. And this year I brought it to him in June. He's supposed to do an oil change, the mufflers, put a tire on. And that was about it. So I went to pick it up. The oil change was done. The mufflers were on. He said to come back for the tire.
The muffler was on. He said come back for the tire.
Come back for the tire, yeah.
Okay.
I rode the motorcycle up to New Hampshire.
How far is New Hampshire from you?
It was about a 700-mile round trip.
700 miles round trip, okay.
And then I rode it around town a little bit. Actually, on the way home from New Hampshire, I noticed a burning smell. So when I got home, I checked the oil.
You didn't stop to figure out what it was before?
No, we were in traffic. I didn't know if it was the road or something, but the next day, I guess, I checked the oil and the transmission. There wasn't any oil in the transmission.
Okay.
So I put oil in. I told Frank.
Well, why didn't you kind of stop when you were smelling the burning to check on that stuff?
It didn't smell like anything was on fire. I didn't know if it was coming from, we were in traffic. I was with Ralph and my cousin.
Okay.
I didn't know if it was from the other cars or the road. It was real hot. And I didn't think anything was going to go on fire. I just noticed the smell.
Okay.
So I got home the next day. I checked it. There wasn't any oil at all in the transmission.
Okay.
So I put half a quart in. Didn't come on a stick. I added the whole quart, and it came up to full. And it takes 1 quart of oil.
Okay.
So I called Frank. I told him, I just rode my bike. There was no oil in it. He's like, oh, my God, I don't know how that could have happened. I'm sorry. And I said, well, I put oil in it. We'll see what happens. I rode it around a couple more times, maybe a week altogether. Then me and Christine decided to go to New Hampshire again. And on the way back, I heard this clunk. And every time I let off the gas, clunk, clunk, clunk. It got worse.
Were you checking the transmission?
No, I put oil in it, like I said, back in June.
Is oil different from transmission fluid?
On this motorcycle, the oil and the transmission fluid are the same, but they're in separate compartments.
They're in separate compartments.
Correct.
You use the same oil?
Takes the same oil, yes.
All right. And on the second ride to New Hampshire, did you check the oil to make sure that it wasn't leaking or anything else? Or
when I got home, yeah.
After the second trip to New Hampshire?
Well, after it started banging.
And did you stop when it was banging this time, or?
No, I was just trying to make the ferry. I didn't know whether the wheel was going to lock up. I asked, do you hear that noise? Every time I let off the gas, clunk, bang, clunk, bang.
Okay, so.
I just wanted to make it home. And we were like maybe 20 miles from the ferry, we're in traffic, so I'm letting on and off the gas. And every time I do it, it's getting worse. I'm like, oh, just please let me make the boat, you know, at least get to Long Island.
Okay.
So I made it home. And I told Frank, look, there's something wrong with the bike. You want to take care of it? He says, I don't have the time. I don't have the tools. Okay. So I brought it over to Ralph's house. He has a motorcycle lift where you can raise it up like an iron board.
Ralph?
This is my friend Ralph.
Okay.
And I got another guy to come look at it. He works for on bikes. Transmission was shot. So I priced around. Holly wanted $1,800. I was like, I found a used transmission on eBay. I bought the transmission. I got a mechanic to put it in. And then I went and seen Frank. Frank, this is what it cost me for the bike. What do you want to do? I don't do nothing. It's not my fault.
Talk to me.
Well, Rudy called me in June. He was out of town. He was coming in town. He wanted a tire mounted on his bike that he had purchased elsewhere. I told him I was super busy. I was booked. It was the first week of June. I was booked solid, and I could probably do it on Saturday. He told me, no, I'm going on a trip on Saturday. I'm trying to go to New Hampshire. Can you do the tire for me? So I told him, get the bike to me, which he did. He showed up on the 6th, on Thursday, to drop off the bike. He walked in with the tire and then said, wait a minute, went back out, walked back in with a couple of boxes. Now, all of a sudden, he had mufflers, he had chrome accessories that he wanted put on the bike, and could I do this, and could I change the fluids, and this, that, and the other thing. And I said to him, look, I am definitely going to do the tire for you. I said I would. I said I'll try to get the mufflers on. As far as the rest of the stuff, I'll try to do whatever I can.
What was the rest of this stuff?
Well,
what is it you didn't have time for? You're saying he brought it in with the big laundry list and you only had time to do a few of it, but what was it you didn't do that was in the laundry list? Because I know that the laundry list, services requested problems, does say change all fluids.
Right. Right. I didn't change the transmission fluid. I didn't change the primary case gear lubricant. I didn't install his chrome accessories. I did look at the rear tire. I didn't check the rear suspension. I put air in it. I did change the spark plugs. I wasn't able to do everything that he asked me to do. I had started working on that bike about 5:30 on a Thursday night. I closed at 6. I was booked the next day. I did everything I could. I worked like 3 hours on that bike. It was late. I was going home. I charged him for less than 2 hours. He came to pick it up on Friday. I went over the work order with him.
Did you ever specifically tell him, I mean, how long does it take to check the transmission fluid?
Well,
to change it, how long does that take? Like
maybe a half an hour, maybe.
That long?
Yeah, maybe half an hour, 20 minutes to a half an hour.
Did you ever tell him that you didn't do it?
Yes. When he came to pick up the bike, we went over the work order, which I have right here.
So did you say to him specifically, I did not touch the transmission fluid?
He asked me, did you change the transmission fluid? I said, no, I didn't. He said, did you change the primary gear case lubricant? I said, no, I didn't. Did you put my chrome accessories on here?
No,
I said, no, I didn't. And the work order shows I changed the oil, filter, plugs, and mufflers. I mounted and balanced the front tire. That was it. So he knew this when he picked it up. I showed it to him. He said, no problem, don't worry about it. I'm okay. And he took the bike.
Do you have a mechanic saying what went wrong with your transmission? Like an actual expert who says this is what went wrong and this is why it went wrong?
No, but I had other people drive it.
So let's say even if the defendant forgot to put fluid in, if this guy drove hundreds of miles and smelled that burning, whose fault is it?
I think it's the plaintiff's, because if he took it in earlier, it might not.
Well, it's not even so much earlier. When he was in the shop, let's say the defendant screwed up, didn't actually put the fluid in, but the guy drives it for hundreds of miles and he smells it. Whose fault?
It is the plaintiff's fault. He knew something was wrong and he should have gone in sooner.
Is that right? Is that right?
100% right. If he smelled it, why wouldn't he stop? Why would he just keep going?
Seems logical to me, going inside the courtroom.
I don't have an actual mechanic that stated, and Frank didn't want to look at it.
Not true.
And I called him. I said, Frank, you're supposed to change all the fluids. That's normal service on a Harley. You change the engine, the transmission, and the primary.
I know. Here's what he's saying.
He's
saying, I told him I didn't get to that, and I wrote what I got to.
He didn't do that. And I called, when I went back to saying...
What should I do about this right-hand part? What do I do about the following? Number one, the fact that description of work performed only says changed oil. Doesn't say anything about transmission fluid or transmission oil.
It says change all fluids. That's what I requested.
No. That's the services requested. On the right side of that same... you understand what he's arguing.
I understand, yes.
He says, I didn't get to these 8 things. I got to these things. That's all I did. That's all I charged him for. He knows it darn well.
Okay, well...
Hold on. Issue 2, you continued to ride it on leg 2, 3, and 4 from here to New Hampshire. Issue 3, you have nothing, absolutely zero in writing from a qualified mechanic saying that the expenses you're having to undergo are as a result of riding with no fluid in your transmission. It's, you know, where I'm involved, it's a matter of proof. That's what I deal in. I deal in proof, and there's proof missing here that
there's no way I can prove he didn't put oil in it.
I'm sorry, I'm ruling.
Yeah.
There's proof missing here for me to pin a $2,000 repair on him for all the reasons that I've gone over already. So that's my verdict. Judgment for the defendant.
Thank you.
And so without enough proof, the plaintiff loses his case here in the court. You just couldn't pin it on him if it was indeed his fault.
How do you prove somebody didn't put oil in the thing unless it blows up right in this parking lot? Yeah,
well, you could consult another professional and bring in that testimony.
I guess that's what I should have done.
You could have done something like that. What about, you guys have been buddies for how long now?
30 years.
30 years?
Yeah.
What's the status of that friendship now?
I'm not going to the shop anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing, but still consider him a friend of yours?
I wouldn't kick him off his bike if we were riding together.
Okay. All right. Right around the corner this way. All right. Come on out here. And so that's not a happy customer right there.
Well, I'm not happy either. I lost a friend.
Mm-hmm. Is that more important to you than everything else here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, he says he wouldn't kick you off the bike if he saw you.
He could try.
All right, Harvey.
So expert testimony is critical in cases like this. And in small claims court, even a notarized statement from an expert would help. But you need an expert in a case like this to prove your case. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.